off we're gonna shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo.
Before we discuss the blockbuster trade between the Buffalo Bills and Minnesota Vikings, and the trade reaction and fallout, please remember to like and share this video, and subscribe to our NFL Pick'em channel. Ring that notification bell as well. Thanks. Well, it finally happened. Stefon Diggs gets his wish, and is officially out of Minnesota. He no longer has to feel disgruntled on how he was used by the run-first Vikings last year. He no longer has to accept quarterback Kirk Cousins' mediocrity. He no longer has to engage in cryptic tweets, and entertain trade-related questions posed by interviewers, stirring the drama pot. In a blockbuster trade between the Minnesota Vikings and Buffalo Bills, Stefon Diggs will officially trade Viking purple for the Bills' nautical blue and red. In exchange for Diggs and securing the Vikings' 2020 7th-round pick, Minnesota receives a nice stash of draft capital. The Vikings will receive the following draft choices: the 2020 first-round pick, number 22 overall, the 2020 5th-round pick, the 2020 6th-round pick, and the Bills' 2021 4th-round pick. So who won this Stefon Diggs trade? You decide at the end of the video. But please consider the following before voting. Buffalo truly now has a number 1 receiver, to complement the talents of the other talented wide receiver, John Brown. Diggs excels at running routes, and will gain a lot of yards on crosses and intermediate plays. He will also help the Bills win games on vertical routes, that will translate into ample yards and touchdowns. Quarterback Josh Allen must be thrilled with adding Diggs to his arsenal. From the Vikings' perspective, they now get a lot of playing cards in the draft, but it's up to management to decide how to best use these cards. It could translate into a win should they draft young talent, perhaps even a wide receiver who can help to offset the loss of Diggs. Moreover, it did not make sense to keep a disgruntled Diggs who could have adversely affected team morale. As it appears that the Vikings will continue to concentrate on establishing a strong run game, why allocate all those dollars to a receiver that is underutilized? Another added plus, they now have more cap room to add additional talent via free agency. Now let's listen to 2 experts who disagree as to which team won this trade, and their trade reactions.
Back with us, and Dan, it's been a busy period for the Vikings because, of course, they also extended their quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Do you like the approach here?
I love the approach for Buffalo. I mean, I understand for Minnesota that they've got some issues between Stefon Diggs and Kirk Cousins, and at some point, if it doesn't work and they choose the quarterback, which they've done, and rightfully so, you move on. But I absolutely love this for Buffalo. Buffalo's making it very clear that they think that they can and will win the AFC East next year. I mean, you're looking at John Brown, who's predominantly an outside receiver, and then obviously Cole Beasley, who's their predominantly inside receiver. Now with the addition of Stefon Diggs, who can play both, you're talking about a 3 wide receiver set that Brian Daboll, their play caller, absolutely loves. Dawson Knox is a young tight end that's really good for them. Singletary at running back, and Josh Allen has the opportunity to take another step forward. This is an outstanding move for Buffalo, who is clearly making their run to go push for the AFC East championship crown next year. I love it for Josh Allen and the Bills.
See, I disagree with you. Now, look, you feel more strongly about Diggs than I do, because I think you have to take the total package with Diggs. He's never had more than 1,100 receiving yards in any one season. He's only had 2 1,000-yard receiving seasons in his career. He was getting paid very good money. He's probably going to want more money now that we're seeing the market dramatically increase with the likes of Amari Cooper at $20 million a year and Julio Jones at $22 million a year. But I look at what DeAndre Hopkins generated for the Texans, a running back the Cardinals couldn't wait to get rid of, in a 2nd-round pick. I look at Antonio Brown last year, a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick. Now, the difference is we knew all about Antonio Brown's warts. And see, this is a credit to the Vikings, Chris, for keeping it all under wraps. When Diggs went AWOL after week 4, nobody knew what was going on behind the scenes. And the Vikings chose not to go to the media and make Diggs look bad because they wanted to win this short-term PR battle. They kept their cards close to the vest. They never felt compelled to crap on Diggs, so it never took on a life of its own. And they didn't jab at him and cause him to go full bore on social media like Brown did, to the point where you can't get anything for the guy. And when you consider a 3rd and a 5th for Brown last year, after everything that went wrong between him and the Steelers, and the quality of the player Brown is, that for the Vikings to get what they got for Diggs really is a steal. So, you know, you could say, hey, arm's length, it's a win-win. But when you look at some of these other deals that have been done, it's like, holy crap, Rick Spielman should have been wearing a ski mask.
Please offer your trade reactions in the comments, letting folks know which team won this trade. Again, please share and like this video, ring that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again.